Sunderland this past midweek as they move back into the playoffs. But of course, what's going to happen at the top of the table? Can Wigan maintain their lead? Of course, will Rotherham do the business? We'll take a look at it. All of it next. Folks, back once again with a prediction video. Today we're looking forward to match number 38 over in League One, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe to keep you back updated with all things League One related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got all here, boys, under one roof. Of course, Sunderland right back in the thick of things, of course, for the race for playoffs. It looks like I think that's what they have to settle with, but of course it is wide open as to anyone's guess as to who's actually going to make the playoffs. We'll take a look at the table in just a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the patrons, guys. Thank you for your love, of course, behind the scenes. But if you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe. Your one-stop shop, League One right here, and of course some other stuff, Rovers related, all that kind of jazz. But anyway, let's get to the deep end, of course, revisit the last few matches, of course, which was a bit of a bonus week last week, so let's get into it. These games, of course, took place. Bolton picking up a 1-1 draw against Morecambe, bit of a northwest clash that. Milton and Keynes Dons, 3-1 win for them. They're, of course, breathing down the necks now. Could go in the automatics this weekend, depending on what goes on elsewhere. They have played more games, though, over Rotherham and Wigan, so but a big win for them, 3-1 win over Cheltenham. Sunderland, of course, picked up a 3-1 win over Fleetwood, despite going behind Ipswich with a 2-0 win over Lincoln City to make a push for themselves for the playoffs as well. Kicking forward, Plymouth, 2-0 win for Wimbledon, strengthening their case for top 6. They're up into 6th right now. And of course, Crewe with a 3-1 loss to Pompey, of course, also on the move. Very, very tight indeed. This is the state of play right now. Of course, Rotherham 4 points clear over Wigan, but Wigan do have 2 games in hand. Meanwhile, MK Dons the same amount of points as Wigan. Of course, Oxford are in 4th. Sunderland 5th, Plymouth are in 6th. Wycombe, Sheffield Wednesday within touching distance. You could even say Ipswich, Pompey, Bolton. I think that's about it. I think 12th down, you're going to be safe as houses. As for the relegation matter, I think Fleetwood and Down are in the right old mix of things down there, the mixer. So your likes of Lincoln and Lincoln all the way up to bloody Accrington, you're probably dead rubbers right now. You're just there, of course, just seeing out the season. That's, of course, my take on it. This is the prediction status there. Big shout out to the winners this week. A whole bunch of years. Shane O'Donnell, Yogi Jackson, Kicks on Tour, Eamon Hussain, Philip 77, Pennywise, Carl Muckian, and Deep at the Great, kicking ass, and what's gone on there, and taking some names there, just for all your glory. I'm doing it twice. There you go. And of course, big shout outs to you guys and the patrons as well. Let's take a look at the mini leaderboard. 30 is 77 up there with 79 points on the board. Deep at the Great, of course, is in 2nd, and Shane O'Donnell is in 3rd in a tier. But a bit of a gap opening up between 2nd and 3rd. Of course, it is, I think, a 2-horse race at the moment, but it could all change this coming match day. So here we go. Get involved with it. The link right there. And there, here it is. Here's the next round of matches, of course, coming at you thick and fast. Let's jump in the deep end, kicking it all off with Accrington Stanley up against Charlton. Let's jump in the deep end on this one. Of course, now these two sides have played 5 times in 2018. 2 was Accrington, 1 for Charlton, and 2 draws, of course. Accrington coming to this 1-3, lost 3. 50% form for them right now. Up against the Charlton side, of course, with Johnny Jackson at the helm. 8% form for them. They're looking pretty shitty at the moment. Of course, probably running out of time to do anything this season. Coming at you the last night in Accrington was a 1-1 draw. That's back in May 2021. The reverse fixture, though, was a 3-2 win for Accrington back in the Valley. That's back in October. Of course, Charlton picked up a 0-0 draw against Sunderland last time around. In fact, haven't scored, though, in 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row. Meanwhile, Accrington coming to this on the back of a 4-0 loss against Pompey. The odds right here right now, of course, Accrington standing 30-10 for the Ricks, 90-10. Is your Charlton 12-5. Is your draw. Back the hosts here with a 1-0 win. Charlton yet again will have a scoreless affair in my eyes. Kicking off forward, Sunderland. They're going to be taking on Crewe, of course, bit of a top of the table, bottom of the table crunch clash. Now these two sides played each other 12 times since 1997. 8 wins for Sunderland, 2 for Crewe, and 2 draws, of course. Just 1 defeat in the past 6 games for Sunderland right now. 58% form for them right now. Coming at you though, Crewe just 1 win and 6, 17% form for them as well. Coming at you though, last time around, Sunderland was a 1-0 win for Sunderland. That was back in October 2020. The Mackems unbeaten against Crewe over the last 4 occasions, picking up 3 wins and a draw. Of course, last time around, Doncaster Rovers a 4-0 win for Sunderland. That was back in October this season. Meanwhile, Sunderland with a 3-1 win over Fleetwood, and of course Crewe losing to Pompey last time around. The odds right here right now, we have Sunderland 3-1 on for the victory. 50-2 is your away win, and of course 50-4 is your draw. Going to back, of course, the Mackems here with the 2-0 win, of course, to strengthen their chances in the playoffs. Kicking off was Bolton up against a fellow playoff chasers and currently residing in 6th spot. Plymouth, Argyle. Now these two sides played each other 2 times in 2019, 2 wins and 2 for Plymouth, another for Bolton, and 0 draws. Just 1 defeat though in the past 5 for Bolton right now, 58% form, up against the Plymouth side, of course, won 4, lost 2, 67% form for them heading into this one. Last time around though, over in Bolton was a 1-win for Plymouth. That was in the FA Cup back in November 2019. The reverse fixture though in Plymouth this season was a 3-0 win back in October 2021. Plymouth with a 2-0 win over Wimbledon, back-to-back clean sheets for them. In fact, up against the Bolton side, of course, coming to on the back of a draw against Morecambe. Quite tight on the bookies odds, I imagine. We got Bolton 5-4 for the victory, 11-5 is your Plymouth, and 23-10 is your draw. Of course, I'm going to back a home win here, 2-1 win for Bolton. Of course, keeping the dream alive. Kicking off for Burton up against Fleetwood Town. Of course, Burton not much going on. Fleetwood are in a bit of trouble, and of course, they need results and fast. Played the 17 times in 2012, 8 wins for Burton, 8 wins for Fleetwood, and 1 draw. Of course, Burton though just 1 win 6 for them, 25% form up against the Fleetwood Town side, who have won the last 10 games, 17% form for them. At the moment, of course, last time around though in Burton was a 5-2 win for Burton. That was back in April 2021. The reverse fixture though in Fleetwood was a 1-0 win for Burton back in October. They also played each other in the FA Cup, and Burton came out top with a 2-1 win over in Fleetwood as well. Fleetwood picking up a 3-1 loss to Sunderland. Of course, Burton did lose to Oxford last time around back on the 5th of March. The odds right now, 11-10 is your Burton, 12-5 is your away win, and we've also got 12-5 on the draw. Going to go with, of course, a 1-1 draw myself. A point split right down the middle. What do you think about that? Kicking off forward is Doncaster Rovers. They were locking horns with Gillingham, bit of a relegation 6-pointer for sure. Now I think both of these two sides are in the drop zone. Played each other 21 times in 2005, 6 wins to Doncaster, 7 wins to Gillingham, and 8 draws for the moment. Doncaster just 1 win in the past 4 for them, 42% form up against the Gillingham side, who have just won once in the past 5, 50% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around though in Doncaster at the Keynes was a 2-1 win for Doncaster back in December 2020. The reverse fixture in Gillingham was a 1-0 win back in October of this campaign. Of course, the home side, the away side hasn't won since Doncaster beat Gillingham in Gillingham back in December 2018. Gillingham picking up a 3-0 loss against Bolton, where Doncaster picked up a 4-0 loss against Cheltenham last time on. The odds right here, right now, we have coming at you Doncaster 31-20 for the victory, 9-5 is your Gillingham, and 21-10 is your draw. Could go either way this one. Going to go with a 2-0 win though for Doncaster, taking to the points and of course keeping the dream alive. Next up, of course, we have Morecambe again. Matey boy is back. Derek Adams played each other 25 times up against Cheltenham. 7 wins for Morecambe, 11 wins for Cheltenham, and 7 draws. Of course, Morecambe though picking up 25% form for them right now. Haven't won the last 9 games up against the Cheltenham side, who just won once in the past 5, 50% form for them at the moment. 1-2, lost 2, drawn 2 over the last 6. Kicking off though last time out in Morecambe was a 1-0 win for Morecambe. That was back in March 2021. The reverse fixture though this season, of course, was in Cheltenham as a 3-1 win way back in October. Morecambe picking up a draw against Bolton last time around. Of course, Cheltenham a 3-1 win. 3-1 loss to MK Dons. The odds right here, right now. Morecambe, of course, 7-4 for the victory, 64 is your away win, and 23-10 is your draw. Quite tight. Going to go with a 1-0 win for Morecambe. First win back on the docket for Derek Adams. Kicking off forward is Ipswich up against Pompey. Bit of a playoff encounter, you would say, on this one. Could go either way down at Portman Road. For me, these two sides should be both in the Championship in my eyes. Played each other 25 times, 6-9-5, 10 wins at Ipswich, 9 wins for Pompey, and 6 draws. Of course, Ipswich though coming to 75% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 6 games, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws up against the Pompey side, who of course won 5 of the last 6, 92% form, one of the form teams, if not the form team in the division at the moment. Of course, last time around though at Portman Road, it was a 2-0 win for Pompey. That was back in December 2020. The reverse fixture over at Frat Park was a 4-0 win for Ipswich back in October this season. Ipswich coming to this on the back of a 2-0 win over Luton Town, Lincoln City, of course, back-to-back clean sheets as well for Ipswich. Meanwhile, Pompey coming to this on the back of a bloody shit ton load of goals. That's what they've scored. 4, 6, 9, 10, 12, 16, 16, 19 goals over the course of the last 6 games. You do the math on that, Badger. Of course, looking forward to this one though, the odds right here, right now. Ipswich 11-10 for the victory, 12-5 is your away win. That's Pompey, and 12-5 is your draw. Could go either way. Going to go with the draw myself. 1-1 right down the middle on this. MK Dons locking horns up against Wigan. Bit of a definitely top of the table current clash. It is second against third. Played each other 9 times in 2003. 3 wins to MK Dons, 5 for Wigan, and 1 draw. Of course, MK Dons winning 5 in the spin, 92% form up against the Wigan side. Of course, 1-2, lost 2 of the last 4, 58% form of the last 6. Meanwhile, last time around at the Stadium, MK was a 2-0 win for MK Dons back in October 2020. The reverse fixture though in Wigan was a 2-1 win for MK Dons back in, of course, October this season. Meanwhile, MK Dons picking up a 3-1 win over Cheltenham, and of course, Wigan did lose to Sutton in the Football League Trophy, of course, just on the 8th of March. Of course, coming at you though on the odds for this one, MK Dons 30-10 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, 2-1 is your way, but that is Wigan on this. Going to, of course, back, of course, 2-1 win for MK Dons here, a bit of a surprise maybe, and of course moving into the top whatever. Kicking off forward, it's Sheffield Wednesday, of course, locking horns with Cambridge United, of course, over at Hillsborough. Now these two sides have played each other 2 times in 2016, 1 for Cambridge, another for Sheffield Wednesday, and 1 draw. Just 2 defeats in the past 6 for Sheffield Wednesday, 67% form up against the Cambridge side, of course, without a win in 3, 50% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around, though, was in Cambridge. It was a 1-1 draw back in October 2021. Meanwhile, of course, Wednesday pick up a 3-1 loss against Lincoln, and Cambridge pick up a draw against Shrewsbury, but haven't scored in back-to-back games. Looking forward to the odds on this one, we are 13-8 is your Sheffield Wednesday, that's 13-8 on, 11-4 is your draw, and 9-2 is your away. And of course, back the Owls here, aren't you? 2-0 win for them to take to the house. Sheffield Wednesday locking odds with Oxford United, of course, at Gay Meadow, I believe. 22 times the players in 2003, 8 was for Shrewsbury, 11 was for Oxford, and 3 draws. Just one win, and about 6 for Shrewsbury right now. 42% form up against the Oxford side, just 1 defeat past 5 for them. 67% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around at Gay Meadow was a 3-2 win for Oxford. That's back in May 2021. The reverse fixture at the Kazan was a 2-2 win for Oxford way back in October this season. Oxford coming to us on the back of a 4-1 win over Burton, and of course Shrewsbury coming to us on back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, 3 clean sheets on the spin for Shrewsbury as they've got the defensive core sorted out. Shrewsbury coming at you 21-10 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, 5-4 is your away win. That's Oxford United. Back, of course, the away win here. Oxford United 2-0 win, a bit of a toothless affair for Shrewsbury up top. Into the final two now, we have Wimbledon. They will be locking on horns up against Lincoln City, of course, over at Plough Lane. Now these two sides have played each other 5 times, 2017. 2 was for Wimbledon, 1 for Lincoln, and 2 draws, of course. Wimbledon, though, haven't won the last 18 games, 25% form up against the Lincoln side, just 1 win and 6 for them, 25% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around, though, in Wimbledon was a 2-1 win for Lincoln, back in, of course, January 2021. The reverse fixture, though, in Lincoln was a 1-1 win for Wimbledon. In fact, the home side hasn't won in the last 5 occasions. Last time they won was in the FA Cup when Wimbledon picked the 1-1 win over Lincoln way back in November 2017. Wimbledon, though, coming to us on the back of a 2-0 loss to Plymouth and haven't scored in back-to-back games. Meanwhile, Lincoln coming to us on the back of a 2-0 loss against Ipswich Town on this. The odds right here right now, of course, 31-20 is your Wimbledon, 23-10 is your draw, and 70-10 is your away win here. Going to go, of course, the away win here. Lincoln City, 2-0 win for them. Get away from that drop zone. Wimbledon are in trouble. Then finally, a bit of another zinger. And of course, this time last season was in the Championship. Is Wycombe up against Rotherham at the top of the table. Now these two sides have played each other 12 times in 2008. 6 wins for Wycombe, one win for Rotherham, and 5 draws. Of course, 1-2 loss, 2 draw to Wycombe for the last 6. 50% form up against the Rotherham side. Just 1 defeated past 6 for them. 67% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around though in Wycombe was a 1-0 win for Rotherham. That was in the Championship. That was last season back in September. The reverse fixture this season, of course, in Rotherham was a 0-0 draw. And in fact, the home side hasn't scored in the last 4 occasions in this match. With the last goal-scoring home team was when Wycombe beat Rotherham, drew with Rotherham 2-2 back in March 2013. Coming at you though, Rotherham picking up a 2-1 loss against MK Dons. Of course, Wycombe picking up a 3-1 win over Crewe. Coming on back-to-back, scoring 6 goals in the last 2 games combined. Looking at the odds right now, 11-5 is your host, 25 is your draw, 65 is your away win. Quite tight, airtight on this one. I'm going to go back a 2-2 draw on this one. That's, of course, my take on it. Be sure to get your own take on it. Cut for that's League One. Hopefully, I'll see you there. But until then, guys, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, click the tab below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, and I'm also on Patreon. But until then, boys, we're done right here.